Morning everyone, we're just all packed up, ready to go now. Just about to head off on our honeymoon, 2 weeks into the desert and to see the centre of Australia. Really looking forward to this trip and keep you updated as we go.
Let's go.
Morning, so this is day 2 at the moment. Yesterday was just literally highways and nothing very exciting. We're heading across the Hay Plains at the moment. We only got as far as Hay, mainly because we had to stop in at Canberra yesterday to pick up a few things that we hadn't packed a couple of weeks ago when we were actually in Canberra getting ready for this trip. One of the big ones being tent poles, and then once we did find the swag poles, we remembered that one of them was broken, and then we had to go from store to store to actually find a tent pole repair kit. So it's safe to say it took us a lot longer than what we were expecting to get going yesterday. So that's why we ended up at Hay as opposed to all the way at Broken Hill, which we were aiming for, but that was a bit of a long distance goal.
14 hours trip, we're too late.
So we did manage to do about 980 k's yesterday, and today we've got about the same again to get to the Flinders Ranges. So this is kind of like the couple of big days that we need to push to get there, so then we can actually start exploring the outdoors. But it's definitely a lot of long distance driving at the moment, and a lot of coffee, and probably not super exciting video to watch. So we'll update you as we go along, but there's not a huge amount to see.
Together until they reach the other side. True love never dies. Plenty of bumps along the way, and they'd be lying if they said they liked each other every day. Love never dies. Somebody take a picture. Somebody write it down. We can learn a thing or two about forever from these lovers and what they found.
We've just arrived at the Coward Springs, also known as the Bush Spa. This is going to be our campsite for the night. We're just walking in through the back of the campsite now and coming up to the spa itself. As you can see, it's just a beautiful wetland here. This is all ore-fed, beautiful water, hot and quite wonderful. It's a really nice place to soak off the dust after a hot day on the road. And a beautiful wetland that's grown around it as well. It now supports over 12 million different birds in this beautiful part of Australia. This is the camp that we had that night. When you head for your trip right out of this wicked black. So we just made it to Lake Eyre, lowest point in Australia, the 5th largest lake in Australia also, actually in the world, and it doesn't look like there's much water in the lake, but there could well be. It could also just be an awesome mirage. So Veronica's just putting on some fire repellent, and then we'll go for a wander across and see if there's any water. So it turns out that there is water in the lake, and Veronica and I have just removed shoes and are now getting an awesome mud bath as we proceed out to the water's edge. Because it is such a long, shallow lake, you can see how it starts to get wet very shortly. Down here, this tiny little fish. You live in the super salty water. Deeper, I will shout. Let me know when I get closer. Open up the sky for me. When you say I'll dig much deeper, I will shout. So we just checked into the underground hotel in Kupiti, and this is the very first time. To what has been chopped into the side of the hill. And varnish. Yeah. Will I get closer? Heading towards the sunrise viewing place for Uluru. A little bit of an early start this morning, and it's looking spectacular so far. So we decided that we were going to cycle around Uluru, and it's probably the first time I've been on a bike in quite a while.
peaceful as well. It was definitely a great idea to take bikes, to rent them, and to just go around the Ice Rock. Not too many people out at the time we started off, so it was really easy and relaxed, and it's a really good morning ride.
I definitely enjoyed it as well. It felt very in touch with the land, and I can also definitely respect why the traditional owners don't want people to climb versus actually taking your time to walk around the base and learn the stories and the creation myths. It was very interesting, kind of from a historical point of view, to read how they interpreted the land and get a little bit of insight into bush tucker.
This makes you a little bit more aware of the land as well, and the people, and the way they used to live and still live here as well.
And kind of want not to be part of modern society, like they're quite happy to continue to live their life because being in touch with the land is more important than money and wealth and power. And
yeah, it's quite admirable to make such a choice and to decide that they actually prefer the simple but more, I guess, the lifestyle where they can be where they want to be and they can be themselves.
And I think they're still welcoming tourists and so forth into the land because they recognise how important it is, but I just want tourists to do it in a respectful way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's very healthy. They obviously still have the benefits of modern medicine and water supplies and stuff like that, but they're definitely living a very relaxed sort of lifestyle. Alright, getting a bit boggy now.
All the stuff I never said, the memories, all the words, all the stuff I never meant, the memories, all the words I never said, all the memories, 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 memories.
So we have just left Kaluga Roadhouse and we're now heading into Mount Dare and then from there to Dalhousie Springs, and then we start the Simpson Desert Crossing. Looks like an excellent day at the moment. Full of fuel, full of jerry cans, and we are ready to go in all respects. Massive trip so far, seeing the Flinders Ranges, Coward Springs, the Oodnadatta Track, Uluru, and now I guess Simpson Desert is like the next big kind of tick on the Welcome to Australia tour. So everyone actually thinks of Uluru as the centre of Australia, but this little spot just outside of Mount Dare is actually the geographic centre of Australia, and this is us rocking up there.
Held all the keys over our head.
And we're back in South Australia, just missed that border, and it is very corrugated and rocky, as you can probably hear. How are you enjoying the ride so far, Veronica?
Great. Very much enjoyed the audiobook.
We're just 10 k's out of Mount Dare now. We'll get the final fuel before we head across the Simpson Desert, and we've just entered into Wintinjara National Park. made it to Dalhousie Springs, and we just set up in record time, and we're just heading down to the spring itself. That road from out there to Dalhousie Springs continuously less than ideal. Very uncomfortable and very corrugated. Would you agree?
I would agree, but it's like a little bit uncomfortable, but it was also easy to manage.
Still quite a bit of life about it. Those recent rains still got quite a bit of growth about. Looks like there's plenty of water in the springs themselves.
Now staring down a barrel at point blank range. I make for the water, jumping off the ledge, but not before I catch two to the chest. Now there's blood and water filling up my lungs. Blood and water filling up my lungs. My heart is beating like a fading drum. Lord forgive me, here I come.
So we just packed up camp and we're about to head off across the Simpson Desert now. The wind started to pick up and it just started getting dusty and horrible here. So we packed up pretty quick. We were thinking about going for another swim today, but I think just that dust.
Yeah, it's kind of gross, and then you also have the wet stuff in the car as well, which I don't want, so I think it's better to just move on now.
So this is heading into the Simpson Desert. We've got all the food, all the water, all the fuel, we're fully prepped. Veronica let the tyres down, so I think we're ready in all respects.
Absolutely, let's go.
So this is us just leaving the campsite, Dalhousie Springs. Done everything that we need to do for the Simpson Desert. Obviously quite a big undertaking to do. We've got all our food, all our fuel, everything ready in all respects. And then just as we get outside of the campsite here, disaster strikes right now. So we just had the rear left tyre blow out completely, and we've just changed the tyre for the spare, and we're good to go now, like all line. I don't have another spare tyre, I only carry one spare instead of two. So the question now is, do we keep going 440 kilometres to Birdsville, or we turn around and head back to probably Cooper Pedy, which would be the closest place to get a spare tyre, which is about 660 kilometres. Now I've got a puncture repair kit, so if I get a puncture in a tyre, I can fix that. But if we have another blowout, I can't fix that. Now I did notice that there was a nick in the sidewall, which once we let the tyre pressure down, probably led to that blowout because it had more flex in it. So I'm fairly confident we should go. At the moment, I'm probably a go.
Okay. I trust you with that, I really have no idea. If you're confident, then I'm confident. Kind of. No, I just think like if we're going to have a blowout, then we're going to have it either way. And it's probably more likely to have it on those corroded roads than on the sand, isn't it? Well, we're not going to die either way, so let's just go.
So if you're watching this video because you found our two skeletons next to the car,
2.5.
2.5. Okay, we'll go.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river. Oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, going down deep, say, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, washing me clean, kerosene creek. Mama taught me how to live, Daddy taught me how to give. Both of them had their own sins. Down to the river, every man has felt the shame. All our blood, it runs the same. Father, hear us as we pray. Down to the river, down to the river.
Day 8 at the moment. We're just about to set off. A little bit of a later start actually, 9:35. Had a delicious breakfast of pancakes with bacon and maple syrup. Yesterday was probably one of the most eventful days for driving I've ever had. We managed to shred my rear left tyre, complete blowout. The fridge slide got stuck out, and when I put it back together there was 2 bolts left that I'm not sure exactly where they go. And what was the third thing that we had?
The water and the petrol kept falling off the roof.
So the water container, the 20-litre water container, managed to bump itself around so much it unscrewed its lid and spilt probably about 9 litres of water. Actually no, probably about 4 litres of water throughout the back. And then the petrol containers consistently undid the strap, meaning that they were flopping around. We had to stop and kind of fix it up. So it's been a very eventful day yesterday. Hopefully today's a little bit calmer. About 65 kilometres. Sorry, as I was saying before the battery went flat, we'll get to end of WA line, up along Knowles track to the French line, and then we'll go through Popel Corner, which is the junction between Northern Territory, South Australia and Queensland, and then we'll get onto the WAA line, and then that will take us through Big Red to Birdsville. But we should probably do about 150, 160 k's today, and we're averaging about 25k an hour. Cool. Get into it?
Absolutely.
With a piece in my hand and bloodshot eyes, I walked to the water for a last goodbye. He begged so much, it clouded my mind. One thing's clear, the man's gotta die. Might makes right, so he said, when he held all the keys over our head. I lived in that grip, but now he'll learn at the end with the tables turned. Lord, forgive me, take me on down the river where the kids can't find a red-handed sinner, on where the grave can't cry out, 'cause I done wrong. Down the river with a hand on a Colt and a finger on the trigger, and long before dawn they try to find me. Just take me on down. by the riverbank. Caught a boat south, took off like a hurricane. With spotlights, dogs, hit the whole 9 yards. Of breathing down my neck and breathing hard. 2 weeks in a wild chase across the highways, mountains, over 7 states. Found a man at the harbor, said that he could take me across the ocean somewhere far away. Lord, forgive me. Take me
morning, it's Monday of week 2, which would make that day 9. We camped last night at Popel Corner, and we've just packed up and we're ready to go. 9:48, so a bit later start than what we're expecting. So we just put the final fuel into the car off the roof rack, and we have a full tank of fuel and 3/4 of a tank in the auxiliary tank. And we have 168 kilometers to go today. So hopefully that all goes well.
I never saw him coming on the boarding planks now. Staring down a barrel at point blank range. I make for the water, jumping off the ledge, but not before I catch two to the chest. Now there's blood and water filling up my lungs. Blood and water filling up my lungs. My heart is beating like a fading drum. Lord, forgive me, here I come. Take me down the river where the guilt can't find a red-handed sinner. Where the grave can't dry. Beside the road, down the river with a head on a corpse and a finger on the trigger and low. Before dawn they try to find me, so take me on down.
So we've completed the crossing at Simpson now, gotten into Birdsville, just booked into the caravan park, and we have just over half a tank of fuel remaining, so heaps in reserve. As you can see there. Okay, we're going to set up, go to the pub, have a beer, and eat something. Just got back to Sydney, time is 22:36 and total distance 6,806 kilometres on the dot. Job done. Now just to unpack swags and stuff and get some sleep.